I see all of you out here. I'm going to get into immediate analysis, and hopefully this computer can hang up with me, because you know what? I got some stuff to say. So anyway, yeah, you see what's up there. The Warriors have a 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals. It is true. It has happened. And, yeah, I know what y'all are going to want to see. There it is. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a man of my word, right? So, my friends, I told you in the stream the other night that my friends got this for me for my birthday the other day. And I told them, if the Cavs win a game, I will wear this on a stream. So, I don't know how I feel wearing it, but it doesn't matter because I'm a man of my word and I'm wearing it anyway. And so y'all aren't here to see me talk about myself in a Cavs jersey or complain. Y'all are here to get some analysis of this stream. So I will be going back to the chat. Let me go ahead and just open this up by saying that Cavs went off from 3. Did we see that? And first off, let me have my opening statement right here, right? Because I know a lot of you have been angry with me because of my favoritism toward Golden State. And I'm not going to hide anything. I want Golden State to win the series. I like the Warriors. But I'm also not complaining about the outcome of this game. I am also a fan of high-level basketball. And more basketball? Absolutely, I want to see it. For me, I mean, as long as Golden State wins in the end, I'm okay. But even if they don't win, right, it's not the end of the world. It's just a game. Some of y'all take it too serious out there. Now, you know where my favoritism lies, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to be someone who's going to complain just because Cleveland won, like all of y'all have been complaining the whole time how Golden State's been winning. I'm not like that. I like to see high-level basketball. I prefer one team to win. But if we have more basketball to see before I got to start watching nothing but the Big 3 League on FS1, if you know what that is, you can shout that out in the comments, then I'm not going to complain. Tonight was a great performance. Out of the main 2 players on the court tonight, Kevin Durant, well, he wasn't a main 2 player, but he did have 35 points. The rest of the Warriors were kind of eh. LeBron James and Kyrie Irving, man, 40 for Uncle Drew. Always liked Kyrie Irving. I've always liked Kyrie Irving. Not LeBron, but Kyrie. How can you not like the Uncle Drew stuff? All of that. 40 points on 15 for 27 shooting with 7 rebounds and 4 assists. And can we just talk about really quick? Oh, that's funny. LeBron James has 31 points, and now Golden State has a 3-1 lead. Let's just hope nothing crazy happens this time. I know Cavs in 7 is a popular hashtag now. Can we just talk about really quick before I dissect more of what went wrong with Golden State? Cleveland, 24 threes, man. 24 threes. And can I do the math quickly off my head? 24 three-pointers. Actually, I'm just going to go to the calculator. 24 times 3. 72 points. So they had 72 on threes, and Golden State, I believe, only had 10 threes. So, I mean, there's your difference right there. There's your difference. I see you out there, George Williamson. I do have the jersey on of the King. That's because I'm a man of my word. Okay, and I told y'all that I was going to wear a LeBron jersey if they won a game. So here you are. And I'm just waiting to see everybody who came out here criticizing me. I'm waiting to see you come out here in the chat. I'm waiting to see you. Don't shy away now. All right, so let's go ahead and dissect this more. So before we get into the refs, and I'm not going to be huge on the refs. All right, I'm not just going to be one of those people who just blame it all on the refs because Golden State lost, because my team that I like lost, okay? But first, Durant, 35, played a great game, okay? 9 for 22 is all right, but still, he had his 35. I don't know what in the world happened to Steph Curry. He reverted to the 2016 Finals Steph Curry with only 14 points on 4 for 13 shooting. 3-pointers, he was 2 for 9. So that is just... And then Klay Thompson with 13. So that's not going to work. You notice all the games that Golden State has won. I believe Durant and Steph have both had 30 in both of those games. So it's just not going to work if Steph's giving you only 14 points while Kyrie took him to school this game, as we saw in the previous finals, and dropped a 40 spot on his head. So that was impressive from Kyrie Irving, but just not enough. Golden State, their defense was atrocious. They gave up 86 points in the first half. They were scoring just like they always did, you know. I think they had 68. And that was their common pace, you know, that they've been having in the first half, it seems like, right? 67, 68, they're kind of around there. But giving up 86 is just ridiculous. And then 24 threes, everything was going in for Cleveland. Now, I see y'all out here in the chat want me to talk about the refs in this one. And it is true that the refs did, in fact, play a big part in this game. Okay, the refs absolutely played a big part in this game. Okay, and when I say that, I mean that they just didn't have control of the game. There was a first half where they called a technical foul on Draymond, but it wasn't. It was on Kerr, but nobody knew that. And then in the second half, they thought Draymond was ejected, but nobody knew, but Doris Burke. It's just so much like reporting and just like everything. The refs did not have control of the game. I'm not saying Golden State lost because of the refs, and I'm not going to blame this on the refs. I'm not going to be that type of guy. Okay, because everybody, when they lose, always blames it on the refs, and I'm not that type of guy. But at the same time, it's not like they helped anyone's side. All right, it was just a disaster out there. I was texting with a friend, Cash Money 24, and he was like, "Are there even refs out there?" And that's a good point because there are times where you probably didn't even see him. So it was bad. It was bad. It was a really physical game, but what won Cleveland this game, obviously besides the three-pointers, is that this is the type of grind-out, physical, ugly game that they had to have to win. And it wasn't necessarily low scoring, but they still got that type of game in a high-scoring matchup, and they hit all those threes, which really helped them. But this is the type of game that Cleveland has to win. Like it or not, a win is a win, but it was an ugly grind out. No rhythm because refs were constantly checking the replay and just everything. Golden State was never able to get into a rhythm, and therefore this guy avoided getting swept for the second time in his career. And I got to give credit to where credit is due. Not blaming this on the refs. I didn't think they had control of the game. I think it could have hurt both sides. There were a lot of calls that went both ways that were questionable, or no calls, or just lack of having the game under control by the refs. So I'd have to say that. But Kyrie 40, LeBron 31, and now the Warriors again. Can I just put that up? I know it's going to go over me, but here we go. The Warriors have a 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals. For some of you, you want to see it. For me, that is not what I want to see, but it is what it is. And I want to get on to a couple of questions. If you have any in the chat, I'm going to check what's going on here. Okay, so there's no questions now. I will answer some questions, but I do want to give my prediction for next game. And I'm really going to try my best. I'm just going to let you know right now. I'm going to try my best not to let my fan influence me in this decision I'm about to make for the next game. Because last year, I'm going to be honest, I put out a couple of videos. I wasn't like a sports talk channel that I am now, is more of a 2K channel. But I put out a couple of videos and I said, oh yeah, Golden State will win Game 5. Oh yeah, I fully expect them to win Game 6. Oh yeah, you know what, they're going to win Game 7. And that was me totally going against momentum. And just letting my fan pick it for me. And I'm really going to make an effort not to do that here. Because before the series, I picked Golden State in 7. I think they can close it out in 5. But I picked Golden State in 7 in respect to LeBron and Kyrie and what they could do over there. But anyway, my pick, I'm going to not let this be influenced by my fan bias. But I look at two parallels that were strikingly different from last year, right? So I don't want to go against momentum. I told myself when I actually played that Shaq versus Shaq 3-point challenge, it's just silly as it is, that video, I lost a 3-1 lead in that video. You can go watch it. It's on my channel. This Shaq versus Shaq NBA 2K17 3-point challenge. It was funny. But I said I will never bet against momentum again. And yes, Cleveland has momentum right now. But at the same time, let's go ahead and look at, first, it's one game, right? Cleveland last year, going into Game 7, had all the momentum. They had won 2 straight. So if Cleveland wins 2 straight, It'll be hard to bet against them this year. That means if they get Game 5. But I look at 2 different parallels going from into Game 5 last year and Game 5 this year, and these are the 2 different parallels. Number 1, and most important, Draymond Green is not suspended. I believe if Draymond wasn't suspended for that game last year, I think there's a couple less LeBron baskets in that game. And I think that, and obviously you look at Bogut. Bogut gets hurt too. So super highway to the basket for LeBron James in that fourth quarter. But Draymond's defensive impact and just energy was not there. He is there this year. Number 2, also very important, you have Kevin Durant. Okay? And even in a loss, Durant 35. So, I will give you this. I will give you this. I believe Golden State will win Game 5 and close the series out. But if they don't win Game 5, there will be a Game 7, and I will make my pick at that time. This is so huge. The pressure, it's amazing how much we've seen it change. The pressure is back on him. Back on Golden State. I'm just looking at the chat here. But anyway, yes, I do have my LeBron jersey on. I'm a man of my word. I said I was going to wear this jersey if the Cavs won a game, and they did. Kyrie 40, LeBron 31, Cleveland 24 threes. Got to give all the credit to them. Refs didn't have the game under control, but the refs are not the reason why Golden State lost the game. All right? I told you I was going to answer a couple of questions. You heard my prediction for Game 5. You can ask me any questions about that too, and we'll wrap up this stream. I'm just glad we get to see more basketball, right? You know where my favorite lies in terms of the team that I want, but I'm not going to complain like a lot of those internet trolls out there that just don't want to see Golden State win. Look, Cleveland won. Okay, we get to see more basketball. I'm fine with that. Okay, let's answer some questions here. What did you think about, this is Jack Braxton. I got to give a shout out to George Williamson, Goat Nation, Logan Norris. I've seen you on all of these live streams. Shout out to all of you. So, Jack Braxton says, what do you think about Draymond Green's technical fouls? I talked a little bit about that earlier in the game. Just terrible communication by the refs. Like, did he get a tech in the first half? Because we all thought he did. And even Doris Burke thought he did. The scorekeepers thought he did. But it was on Kerr. So, I don't know, man. I tweeted and deleted the tweet about how could they eject him for that in the second half. Because, he didn't end up getting ejected. So I just said, okay, I'll just take the tweet off of there. But really, the second tech, I could see why that first tech would be on him, and I thought it was on him. But that second one, it's disrespectful to do this to a ref. But he does that all the time. Players do that all the time. And I felt like it was a really quick whistle on that. So I think that was a little ridiculous that they could eject him for that. But anyway, I think the refs just did not have the game in control. And that directly reflects on Draymond Green's technical fouls. Okay, so can we point out that Curry played bad tonight and Clay played okay? I mentioned that earlier in the stream. Absolutely. Curry went back to his 2016 finals form. I do not know what happened to him out there. Looks like his head was not in the game all night. Maybe he was thinking about champagne after or something. I don't know. I can't get in the head of the man, but it did not look like he was focused and ready to seal the deal and be a killer closer out there tonight. And 14 points is not going to get it done. Kyrie cooked him for 40. I got to give it to him. And Clay, I don't know where he was. Kyrie was cooking him all night too. So, maybe he just didn't have anything left. Some BS out there with the calls. How did they get so many free throws in the first half? Yeah, that is true. Cleveland had a lot more free throws, but I have to recognize something, and I'm not just going to call this rigged. It is proven, I do not know where I heard this from, but it is proven, maybe ESPN show or something like that, some talk show, that the refs favor the team that is down. So they came out and were aggressive. Tristan Thompson, big difference maker tonight. I think he actually had 10 rebounds. I think he actually did his job tonight. Tristan Thompson did have 10 rebounds. Only 5 points, but it seemed like he was involved in a lot more than just that. Yeah, he came out there, put the pressure on the refs. The refs gave him the calls. Yeah, they had I think they had 22 free throws in the first quarter, which is a little excessive, but the refs tend to favor the team that is down. And plus, if they get more games, it's good for all of us in the NBA, gets more money, so you got to expect that. If you're Golden State, you have to expect that. I think I tweeted. I'm going to direct reference the tweet before I answer any more questions. But I tweeted something about this. And I said here in the first quarter, because I'm completely aware of this. I think Golden State has to be more aware. We can't just call it rigged. All right, we can't just call it rigged. I said, so I said here, after the first quarter, Cleveland shoots 22 free throws. To be expected, Warriors need to weather the storm and go on a run. And it just seems like they couldn't get a sustained run because Cleveland would hit another 24 threes. But, yeah, I mean, I think if you're a player, you have to expect that the other team's going to get more calls. I'm not calling it rigged. Okay, this is a part where I don't jump on this and just call it rigged if my team that I like loses, right? It's expected that the refs are going to give Cleveland more calls. You need to find a way to play through that. You need to find a way to not get ticky-tack fouls. And in the end, the refs did not have the game in control for both teams, right? So anyway, that's just my thought on that. I don't blame a loss on the refs, but I do say that, you know, it's to be expected that Cleveland got a lot more free throws. That's to be expected. You got to be able to play through that because the refs favor the losing team. It's proven. Okay, so let's see what else is going on here. Shout out Milwaukee, Jeremiah Baez. Okay, I got you. Greek Freak coming in a couple of years here, man. Hopefully you'll be able to take over for LeBron or whatever. What do you think about the 3 records that were broken tonight? I think by that he means a 3-point record. That was the 3-point record by Cleveland. It was funny. I think Golden State set it in Game 2 with 18, Cleveland 24. They couldn't miss. Sometimes you're just going to have nights like that. And so props to them. Shout out. I mean, that's just great that they were able to hit all those for their team. More games equals more money. It's definitely true. Okay, so Warriors are better off winning on home court. Naruto Goat Z. Better hope that they do that. Better hope that they win on the home court or else there's Game 7. Momentum is a killer, man. I do not go against momentum. George Williamson, you're the real GOAT, bro. I know, George, that you are a Cavs fan and you've been with me on every single live stream hearing me talk. And I appreciate you for staying. Now you get to see me wear this, even though I don't really know how I feel about this. Anyway, you get to see me wear it. And I'm just being real with you. You know, I'm glad that we get to see more basketball. I've said this already, man. I'm not going to sit up here and complain. This doesn't define my life, you know, like if Golden State wins or not. I want them to win, but I'm not some crazy guy out there who's just not objective, okay? Golden State was playing great in those first 3 games. Of course I'm going to talk about Golden State. Cleveland played great tonight, outplayed Golden State. Refs were crazy, but at the same time, 24 three-pointers. Now I'm going to talk about Cleveland, okay? It is what it is. You got to call it like you see it. So anyway, I am, let's see, how far are we in here? 13 minutes, 22 minutes in. I'm willing to take this to half an hour. If you guys got any more questions for me, let me know. Let me know up here. Because I am willing to answer these questions. Absolutely. We all know that up there too on the screen, man. Another 3-1 lead for Golden State. It is time for them to prove in Game 5. They need to take Game 5 if they want to have a chance to just end this series now. Because Game 6, yeah, it could spiral down so fast. So fast. Again, before I answer some questions, my biggest takeaways from tonight were Steph, 14 points, got outplayed immensely by Kyrie Irving, who dropped a 40 spot on him. Klay Thompson couldn't guard him all night. LeBron James, another triple-double, passed Magic Johnson for triple-doubles in an NBA Finals. Great performance from LeBron James. Cleveland got the job done with 24 threes. Golden State's got to play better defense because they had their average halftime points, about 68 points, somewhere in there. But Cleveland had 86, unacceptable if you want to be an NBA champion. Kevin Durant balled out again tonight in a loss with 35 points. Steph Curry has to pick it up and get his mind on the game. 14 points on 2 for 9. Three-point shooting is not going to cut it. Not going to cut it. Can you comment on the total number of free throws? Cavs 31, Warriors 36. I see that. I see that. What I said is that they opened up the game with more, and that was to be expected. Now, throughout the night, like I said, the game was out of control for both sides. We have to also factor in here that Cavs were shooting a ton of threes, okay? They made 24 threes. A lot of attempts from out there. And Durant started driving in, getting some calls. So Golden State ended up shooting more. Cavs' outside game was going better. Golden State only has 10 threes, so they drive more. Hence, more free throws. I think early in the game, the extra free throws for the Cavs to be expected. That's my comments on that. Jack Braxton again, what do you think about the Cavs-Warriors bench? And who has the better bench and why? I think all year I've said the Cavs have the best team, most complete team. I even said that they should be favored in this series, which kind of seems ridiculous now that it's 3-1. But I think they have the better bench. Like, you saw their weapons. They haven't been playing Channing Frye, but if you look at compare their bench to Golden State, Korver's a weapon. Darren Williams, if he actually decides to put the ball in the basket. Shumpert's a weapon. And I just don't think that, for Golden State, McGee's big. But other than that, Livingston, other than McGee and Livingston, I mean, who do they got? Like, Pat McCaw's all right, but he's a rookie. What do you expect him to do? I think Cleveland just has more depth. But whenever LeBron's not on the court, man, boy. Talk about Richard Jefferson. Boom, yeah, George Williamson. There's another bench player for Cleveland. This guy, man, this old man, I'll call him that because, he was playing, again, just a fun fact for you, he was playing in the finals with the New Jersey Nets, okay? New Jersey Nets back in, 03. So let's just keep that in our minds, right? 02 and 03, I think. You know what? He really gets out there, and he's out there to disrupt, to bother, and maybe get a few baskets. He was bothering Kevin Durant. He was bothering him when Durant was trying to get open. And so he does a good job. I think, personally, he should have retired because I think he should have retired on a win. I still think Golden State's going to win the series if they get Game 5. Now, if they don't get Game 5, it's another question because here we go again. But, yeah, I think Jefferson personally should have retired, but he's doing what he can do out there. He disrupts, and he gets his points. He's still a good player that could play for a lot of teams, contribute to a lot of teams. He works good on this Cavs roster. Would you say Korver and Darren Williams are choking? Should they be cut next year? Choking's a strong word. I don't think they're choking. But what do you really want them to do? Do you want Korver to hit 8 threes? I don't know. If you want him to hit 8 threes, then he's underplaying. But what do you really expect him to do? They're 6-point players. Darren Williams finally got some buckets tonight, but again, he's an older guy, and he doesn't get many minutes because Kyrie's out there. And Korver gets a look at the end of the game that you expect him to hit, but he hasn't been shooting those all game. Now he has to hit a clutch shot. LeBron gives it to him. So I don't really know. I wouldn't say that they're choking. But, I just don't really know what else you want them to do. Do you want them to drop 15 points each? Because if that's what you're expecting out of them, then yeah, they're underperforming by a mile. But, no, I wouldn't say that they're choking. If the Cavs play physical, they have the advantage. Absolutely. Absolutely, George Williamson. And I personally think that they should slow the series down, slow the game down. But what was crazy is that what really matters is are they out physicaling Golden State? Because they didn't slow anything down tonight. They scored how many points did they end up with? 137? So many points. So many points out of them tonight. And so they didn't slow it down, but making the game more physical, going at Golden State, absolutely, disrupting their rhythm. Because with all the refs and everything, like, they weren't able to get into a rhythm, Golden State. There was always a replay, or there was always something, a scuffle. They're being more physical. They're trash-talking. That's the type of game that Cleveland wants, and Golden State played into that tonight. So if they can out-physical them, they might not even have to slow it down like tonight. But at the same time, are they going to really hit 24 threes again? So they may have to slow it down a little bit, out-physical them. They will win those games. Yeah, I see you, Welker. Look great in that color. No, I saw the comment. You see, if you go back and rewind this, I did that. That's when I saw you. You're saying Warriors in 5. Yes, I'm going to say Warriors in 5 with no bias. I said earlier in the stream, my 2 reasons for that. Number 1, Draymond Green is not suspended. Number 2, they have Kevin Durant. As far as those two players are going to be playing in the game, I'm going with Golden State. If Golden State doesn't get this game, it's going to a 7. Sacramento Kings are getting Lonzo and taking the Warriors down next year. What are we doing? I mean, I don't know about Lonzo, man. I really don't know what to say about him anymore, because it's like his dad makes him out to be so much better than he actually is. Like, I know he's a good player, but I forgot like how good he is, because he's supposed to be better than Michael Jordan. So I don't even know. Okay, anyway, we're getting a little bit off track here. We've been streaming for 30 minutes. Wow. Okay, so that's going to be it. That's last call for questions. I did come out and indeed wear this jersey. 31 points. 3-1 lead. 31 points for this man. 3-1 lead. Let's hope for my sake. No, I'm just kidding. We'll see what happens. I just enjoy great basketball, and my favoritism is toward Golden State. Hope they win next game. We'll see what happens, though. Thank you for joining me tonight on this stream. Thank you for joining me tonight on this stream. That's going to do it. I did come out here. Like I said, fulfilled the promise. Cleveland avoided the sweep. Kyrie Irving with a great game. And we'll see what happens in the next one. We'll be live with another stream after Monday night's game. Hope you have a great weekend. Hope to get a video out, too, just completely unrelated to the finals. So that'd be great. Thanks for joining me on this stream again. Cavs win this game tonight, 137-116. 40 for Kyrie, 31 for LeBron. We'll see you back here on the Next Topic Tackle NBA Finals live stream. That's been Game 4 live reaction. See you back here. Josh Carson out.